How does someone who once thrived in the chaos of fame, power, and rock and roll excess find herself confronting heartbreak later in life? Sharon Osbourne's story is not just about celebrity, it is about endurance. From a childhood shaped by fear to a career built in one of the toughest industries, her life has been a constant test of resilience. Love, loss, betrayal, and survival define her journey. This is not merely a tale of fame, but of scars earned and strength proven. Behind the spotlight lies a woman who fought relentlessly to hold everything together, even when it seemed destined to fall apart. A childhood without comfort. Born in London in 1952, Sharon grew up in a household filled with power but lacking warmth. Her father, Don Arden, was a dominant force in the music industry, feared by many and respected by others. At home, however, his presence created tension rather than comfort. There were no gentle reassurances or safe spaces, only raised voices, slammed doors, and long nights of unease. For Sharon, childhood meant learning to navigate emotional distance and unpredictability. Instead of innocence, she experienced a world where strength was necessary and vulnerability had no place to survive. Loss that changed everything. At just 6 years old, Sharon faced a devastating loss when her mother died in a car accident. That moment reshaped her world entirely. Any sense of softness or emotional refuge disappeared overnight, leaving her alone in a cold and demanding environment. The absence of her mother created a silence that lingered for years. It wasn't just grief, it was the realization that love could vanish instantly. Growing up surrounded by wealth and influence could not replace the emotional security she needed. That early heartbreak became one of the deepest scars she would carry throughout her life. Learning. Power. Instead of love. As a teenager, Sharon adapted to the only world she knew, one driven by control, negotiation, and survival. While others explored friendships and identity, she studied power dynamics within the music industry. She watched deals unfold and learned how fear could be used as leverage. Her father's expectations were strict: loyalty, strength, and obedience. Any resistance led to conflict. These constant battles shaped her into someone tough and determined. She realized early that success demanded sacrifice. Emotional softness was replaced with resilience, preparing her for a future where survival would depend on her ability to endure. Breaking away from her father. By her late 20s, Sharon stood at a crossroads. She had the skills and knowledge to inherit her father's empire, yet fate introduced her to someone who would change everything: Ozzy Osbourne. At the time, he was struggling, dismissed by many as a lost cause after being fired from Black Sabbath. Where others saw failure, Sharon saw potential. Choosing him meant defying her father and abandoning the life she had always known. It was a bold and risky decision that cost her security, wealth, and family ties. In choosing love, she stepped into uncertainty and began a new chapter. Building a life from chaos. The early years with Ozzy were anything but stable. Financial struggles, addiction, and constant criticism surrounded them. Sharon became more than a partner. She became his manager, caretaker, and protector. She worked tirelessly to rebuild his career, often sacrificing her own well-being in the process. Nights were spent dealing with crises, while days were dedicated to business decisions. Failure was not an option, as both their futures depended on success. Her unwavering belief in him drove their progress. Slowly, through persistence and determination, she helped transform a broken career into a powerful comeback story. The rise of a legend. The release of successful albums marked a turning point. Ozzy's resurgence proved that Sharon's faith and hard work were not misplaced. Each milestone came with unseen struggles, hospital visits, emotional breakdowns, and constant pressure. Yet, she continued to push forward. In the 1990s, she created Ozfest, a groundbreaking music festival that reshaped the rock and metal scene. It wasn't just a business venture, it was a statement. Sharon had built something lasting, offering opportunities to new artists while cementing Ozzy's legacy. Behind the scenes, however, the cost of this success was deeply personal. Fame enters their home. In 2002, everything changed again with the launch of their reality television show. What seemed like an opportunity quickly became a challenge. Cameras captured every aspect of their lives, turning private moments into public entertainment. Viewers saw humor and chaos, but behind the scenes, the experience blurred the boundaries between reality and performance. Arguments became episodes, and personal struggles were no longer hidden. The exposure brought immense popularity, but at the expense of family privacy. Sharon later reflected that while the show gave them visibility, it also took away the quiet moments that families need. A new kind of stardom television transformed Sharon into a global personality. Her sharp wit and unfiltered honesty made her a standout figure on shows like talent competitions and talk programs. Audiences admired her authenticity. She was direct, emotional, and unapologetically real. This new phase of her career brought recognition beyond the music industry. Yet, fame remained unpredictable. The same qualities that made her beloved could also attract criticism. Living under constant public scrutiny meant every word and action carried weight. Despite her experience, navigating this level of attention proved to be a different kind of challenge altogether. Public controversy and private pain. In 2021, a public dispute during a television appearance sparked widespread backlash. What began as a conversation quickly escalated into controversy, placing Sharon at the center of intense criticism. The fallout affected her career and reputation, showing how quickly public opinion can shift. For someone who had spent decades managing chaos behind the scenes, this was a different kind of battle, one fought in the public eye. It served as a reminder that fame, while powerful, is fragile. Even for someone as resilient as Sharon, the emotional toll of such moments was undeniable. Conclusion: a story of strength and survival. Sharon Osbourne's life is not defined by a single moment, but by a series of challenges she refused to let defeat her. From a childhood marked by loss to a career built through risk and determination, she has continuously adapted and endured. Her story is one of resilience, of choosing love despite consequences, of rebuilding when everything falls apart, and of standing strong under relentless pressure. At 72, facing new hardships, her journey remains a testament to survival. It is not just about fame or success, but about the strength it takes to keep going, no matter the cost.